Mic check. It's coming out of one ear.
Okay.
Mic check. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Check,
I think
check, check.
both of my ears are working.
That's usually my seat, but you had already sat there, and I don't like.
Don't do
that's
that.
Fine. That's fine. It's fine.
Let
it's
me
fine.
just
No,
move,
it's fine. It's
though.
fine. It's fine. We'll fix it in post.
I'm done fooling with you.
Let's say we'll fix it in
So
post.
then he gonna get on the thing and say, "Yeah, and Candace took my seat today." I already know. By law, he got to.
Check, check. All right. All right. So you can actually hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. We're recording there. All right, so we're back on the episode of Stealing from Friends, where we bring dope people on who do dope stuff. Now, this person is just dope all the way around. Now, before I introduce her, I want y'all to know it takes a certain level of dopiness to be this dope. So the standard has been set from here. Not saying the other folks were bad, but we didn't raise it up a little bit. So for y'all who don't know, this is the person, if you need some money and you want to put it in offshore bank accounts, this is, you saw her nod, so we got the confirmation. But when it comes to money stuff, this is the GOAT. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a pause here real quick. Do you see your camera angle?
Yeah.
Like you see you on there?
I can see me. Can you see me?
No, that's the main angle. 1 second. This is the type of stuff that people were seeing at the beginning of the podcast. We got your stuff all together, and now, boom. But now you can see yourself there. It don't matter. You don't know the difference.
I don't know. Listen, you know better than me. I don't know.
But here we go. All right, so all of that, bringing it back, introducing Miss Candace. First off, Candace, way to be dope today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Would you know I wanted to go through the headache and the heart of putting everybody else ahead of you, so when you came, it would be seamless.
I love that. I actually believe you.
Yeah. Because I'm going to ask for something later on.
I believe that too.
So what do you do? For those who don't know who you are, what you do, what do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
You know, I like to look at it like this. If it relates to money, that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in business, or if you're not in business, you probably should be. Sidebar. That's what I do. I help small businesses to navigate the space of all the things behind the business. You can go make all the money, but if you're behind the business,
Mm-hmm.
bookkeeping, payroll, HR, all the things that are helping you to stay in business are not in order, you won't be in business long. So that's what we do.
I tell you what, this whole being in business thing is not for the faint of heart.
Oh.
You know, so what got you into what you're doing now? What actually catapulted this?
Funny. I was in this literacy club, and so my focus is mostly tax. That's what people come in the door for.
Okay.
And people needed help with something as simple as the W-4, right? How to fill it out on their jobs. And we couldn't find anybody to do it. And I was like, well, forget it. Let me read it.
Okay.
Let me do. And I ended up getting into tax because of a need. There was a need in the marketplace. Somebody needed help with this. Nobody would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I read the form, and then I figured out I had some kind of gift in finance, and I just went for it.
So numbers off rip were already your thing, or you just didn't know it until kind of how this evolved?
I didn't know it until it evolved. I actually started out as a therapist. So now I got money lined up with mental health and therapy. It's a whole thing. That's why when you come to the office, we have such a good time, you know?
That's exactly why I'm looking at the camera right now. That's exactly why. And
Yes.
you was already hinting at it before. I think you even told us that little nugget. Now, okay, I'm trying to see which direction I want to go.
Whichever
with
way you
this.
want to go.
Okay, so
Let's do
say
it.
so. First off, you decide to go in a field that's completely different than taxes.
Absolutely.
Why?
Well, so initially, mental health is what I went to school for. That's my background. And when I fell in love with tax, because I got into it, I fell in love with finance and tax. I have this knack for making complicating things simple. And so,
Yeah, you do.
you know,
I'll give you that one.
Oh, and I didn't know that until I got into it. That's why you got to do new things, go out there and put yourself out there.
No doubt.
Right. And so whenever I did that, I learned that I have this gift, this knack for it. And then I started taking more courses, more classes to get deeper into it. And I'm just in love, and I love what I do. I love helping the people I help and those who I'm called to serve.
On the surface level, saying, because I think you corrected me one time when we first started, but you say you use the word strategy. You're a
Yes.
tax strategist.
Yes.
And the word taxes is not a sexy topic.
It's not.
You know, but you make it very interesting.
Thank you.
So I don't know if anybody gave you that accolade. So that's the only one I'll be giving you today before we go to the hard question. So just want to get that off rip.
I appreciate it.
You know, so now when it comes to taxes with business owners, I'm going to go ahead and ask one of the tough questions now. People don't like some of these big dogs that's out here in the world because they said he don't pay no taxes. Like your Jeff, like your Donnie T's,
Yeah.
a lot of the big dogs. So can you explain exactly what's happening and why we should or should not be upset because they're not paying taxes? Exactly what's happening.
Got it. So I think there's an illusion around not paying taxes. It's not that they're not paying taxes. That's not really the case. The real fact is that they're not paying any more than they have to.
Okay, hold on. What do you? Then they have to.
All right. So the tax laws are built for people with businesses.
Okay.
Period. That's how it's built. Let me explain why. The tax laws say if you're in business, that means you're going to bring jobs to the economy. You're going to help the economy continue to run and to move and to be progressive. If you're doing that and you're hiring people and you're keeping our world going, guess what? We're going to give you breaks, tax breaks, and we're going to help you out, business owner, for trying to help us out in this world because there's no way the government can make this thing work for real.
Okay.
And they need people like us. And so because you do that, we're going to give you these breaks. But what happens if you don't know the breaks and the tax breaks, you don't have people working in your life that understands how that work, then you overpay. And you pay more than you're supposed to when they really wanted to give you the breaks, but they're not going to just come hand it to you. You got to come get it, baby.
Man.
Listen.
People be saying all the information that we can find is in a book.
That's what they say.
And I don't like reading.
Well, that's why you got me.
That's
Don't worry
right. That's
about
right. And that's exactly why we about to go steal some of this info right now.
it. Absolutely.
So you made a really, really dope point that I talked to all of my homies. I even said it to my mama. You said even if you're a regular person and you don't have a whatever, anything you do can be a business.
Absolutely.
Can you explain how that's possible?
I love that. So let's say, can I help them at the same time?
If you don't mind, if I'm not
Let's
asking
do
for too
it.
much.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So what are you good at?
Me, I love video. I like making videos.
Right. And you were doing something else in your life initially, right?
Mhm.
Whole military man, making it happen,
That's right.
a whole beautiful family. But
They all right.
you love, I'm going to tell you, you love video.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you love, you make that the thing. Because whatever gifts that God gave you,
Mm-hmm.
you enjoy doing it. If you like baking cakes, bake the cakes. Make that the business. If you enjoy babysitting people's kids and kids are your thing, we need to open up a child care center, right?
So you're
And it
telling me
doesn't
because my
have to be
mama
that.
doing some crochet on the couch watching Just Joe.
Man, listen, you can, and that's braids, and you ain't got to have a license for that. So your mama needs to be
See what I'm saying?
doing the crochet, and that's a business. Whatever it is that you love and that comes easy, do that thing. Make it a side business. Call it a side hustle. Call it a side business. Whatever you want to call it. Some people don't like business. It sounds hard.
Yeah.
Man, just go hustle, man. If you gonna hustle,
Okay.
just make sure you hustle in the right direction, okay? And if we're gonna do that, have fun with it and make it into a business so that now your regular expenses become business expenses. So your mama at home watching TV,
Just Joe Brown.
right? Judge Joe Brown, that's her thing,
Yep.
right? She's at home, she's in her living room or in a designated room, right? We're gonna write off the utilities, we're gonna write off the internet, cell
She
phone.
done made
'cause
her
people
whole
had to-
garage a
Man,
thing.
listen. I need that square footage, so
Okay.
we got that, all of that, right? And that's her new office where she's doing the thing that she loved to do.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's a tax deduction, and she gets to return her regular expenses into business expenses.
As long as she been paying taxes, I ain't gonna say my mama age 62 maybe. But why don't other folks? Why didn't the other folks say that to her for these other years she been doing taxes?
Well, because there's a difference between a tax strategist and somebody that's just doing data entry. There's levels to this. Baby.
Wow, you telling me my auntie that's gonna advertise she doing taxes
I'm
here
sorry.
come February?
I'm
That's not
sorry.
who I need to go to.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You can go to her, but just know you probably not getting strategy.
Okay.
It's all right. You get what you pay for. And that's fine
Ooh,
too.
yeah.
You know, you told me I could be myself.
Yeah,
when we
okay,
hanging
yo,
out
you're
today.
right. You're right.
Okay,
You're
I
right.
can shoot
I'm
all
not the
shots
one
and
that's
stuff.
gonna be upset. I'm just trying to give you the alley oops. What you do with them? If you dunk
That's it.
and you dunking.
Oh, you listen. all right.
God. So so let's go back to my mama. So my mama she has her own space.
Yes.
Or she needs to make sure she has a designated space.
Sure. Yes.
And now because she's doing these quilts and she sells them, she's selling them to folks. Does this make her a LLC? Does this make her a thing? What now can I be beneficial from those? What do you call the tax credits, cuts, breaks,
Deductions.
deductions? How can I be beneficial from that or her?
Got it. So if mom is doing it, is she an LLC immediately? No. She's what we call a sole proprietorship.
Okay.
She's doing a side business. She wants to see if this is going to work for her, right? She's going to make sure that I'm doing it, but I don't want to go create all the extra stuff.
That's
now,
right. That's right.
She could just do it under her social, but she still needs to keep all the records so that she knows that she's doing it officially.
Buying her threads, all the things that she would do for it.
Right.
Okay.
And then keeping it, I like to say, keep it in something that whatever's your thing. If you like systems, let's get a software for that. If you like your mama, she probably old school, right? I'm kind of like that. I like paper.
Keep it, yeah.
Get that
keep the
receipt,
receipts.
right? She has a receipt, but make copies of that receipt so it don't fade,
Okay.
right? When she copies the receipt, she gonna keep it all year, and then when it's time for taxes, she gonna make sure everything's calculated and organized, and we're gonna make sure we write it off because she has a legitimate side business or side hustle that she's doing just under herself at this current time. Nothing wrong with that.
So what is making her? Because I mean, that is a business, folks. They make a lot of so at what point now am I having to go from everybody said I need to get an LLC? I need to get an LLC. At what point are you having to make that change adjustment, or does it make sense to make that change?
It makes sense to make the change when you start expanding. I like to tell people, because people need kind of numbers and thresholds.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, if you've made over $3,000, we likely need to go ahead and get an LLC.
Okay.
Right? That's LLC. Let's make it official. Now, remember, don't LLC with federal and just get an EIN number and think you're an LLC. That's not how that works.
Okay,
I
heard it was just certificate in the number. Mm-hmm. So what exactly do I need to know? Because I made my 3,000 out, and I'm getting ready to. I'm playing with the big dogs at this point. So what do I need to do to make sure that's officially official?
You need to make sure you get with your state. Your state has different filings. Your Secretary of State, contact them, right? With the Secretary of State, they're going to give you the process for the LLC. And then after it's official with your state, then you go to federal.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So what's the significance of the two of those? Like, Candace, you saying all this stuff, state, federal.
Yeah.
Why do I?
Now my name, can't nobody have my name.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So if I go to the state and I say, I want an LLC, and this is the name of that LLC, boom, right? Cool. Can't nobody take my name now.
It's locked down. I don't have to worry about it. Okay.
That's me. Let me give me.
You just caught me slipping now. I tell you what, if y'all got some sole proprietorships and I see your name on Facebook, I tell you what, this may be dirty. I'm a capitalist though. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not even giving anybody any tips or advice. But essentially, Candace has Candace Shoemaking Company, whatever, right? I see what Candace doing on Facebook. She killing it. She got viral posts, all these things. She's in the state of Arkansas too. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the state. I'm gonna Candace Shoe Company. She ain't even got no LLC, or she ain't even got no name. If I go and claim that,
then that's your name.
Dang.
And now she using my name or she using your name on the internet.
Now I got an issue.
Now you got a whole issue.
Yeah. So
yeah, and I'm sending you paperwork. Cease and desist.
See what I'm saying?
Over my name, that's
Hey,
your name.
I'm gonna need all them coins.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That,
okay. No. I won't. But I am a capitalist.
But it's the reality, though, because that's why people need to make it official. I hear people say all the time, I don't want the government in my business.
Okay.
But in reality, Thomas, I want the government in my business because I need all the coins and all the benefits they're trying to give me because they ain't never gave me none.
Dang. Candace, what I don't understand is when it comes to taxes, the only thing that we see especially now that's around political season and all this stuff, is if X individual decides or wins, then the taxes do this, infrastructure does this, money goes up and down. But if this person gets in, it's bad or whatever. Can you explain typically what happens in those times?
Absolutely.
Should we even care?
Absolutely. So first off, whenever you look at politicians and political parties, this is just the wave of the world. When you look at Dems are, hey, we are there for the people. We want to give incentives.
Dems?
Democrats.
Okay.
We want to give incentives. Sorry. We want to give incentives. We want to make sure we help the people. That's the individual people. Well, normally Republicans are on not necessarily the opposite side. They want to help people, but they want to help in a fashion that is more business oriented. We want to help the business owner. We want to give them incentives. We don't want to increase tax. We want to lower tax. It's the wave. It really depends how you look at it. I'm not giving any political advice or any parties at this time. That's just how it works.
No doubt.
So if one position or political party wins, the market's going to skyrocket. Right? That's how finance works. But if the other party, it's normally going to drop and they have to work hard for it to get back up.
Okay.
That's the reality. Now, should it really matter? Nah. Because let me tell you something. The president, no matter who it is not they're not gonna come and pay your bills.
That's right.
I mean, at the end of the day. So this is how I see it. The president takes care of the national economy, right? The what is it? The state governor. There we go. They take care of, the state
Us.
economy, right? And then your mayors, they take care of the city and local economy, but you have to take care of your personal economy regardless of who the president is, the governor, any of them folks. You have to take care of yourself, and you need a home-based business regardless of what's going on. You need that. Politicians, all the things, that stuff is great, but there's still going to be business incentives for business owners, small businesses, no matter what, no matter who's there.
Yeah.
So get you a business, take care of yourself, and make sure that you're doing your plan for you, period.
That's going to be a clipped video. I can already feel that one. I can already feel that one. All right. I'm about to take you back to the left field and go a little bit negative.
Yeah.
Candace, why is it that I'm taxed on my doggone food, I'm taxed on my check, and then I'm taxed on that tax just to now pay taxes at the end of the tax?
I got you.
So what is happening? Is there a logical reason? Oh, you shouldn't worry about that because it's like, can you explain all of that? Why am I being taxed all this?
Do you like the roads?
Okay, here we go.
That you drive on,
yes,
right?
you know I like decent roads. Right. You know I like decent roads.
And when you ride and you feel them potholes, you're probably trying to call somebody, right? Who can you come fix the roads? Well, your tax dollars actually help with the infrastructure of those tax dollars. Let me be real clear. So the sales tax, the things that you're paying on your food and all the things you do, that is paying for the infrastructure in your local economy.
Okay.
That is important,
No
right?
doubt,
Which
no
is
doubt.
why you have to participate in local voting as well. It's very important on where your monies go.
Gotcha.
Any other program. So if you look at the city, whatever city you live in, the state tax that's paid actually funds those programs.
Like what programs?
Okay, so
More specific.
let's say the city of Little Rock is doing after school programs for at-risk youth. That money comes from sales tax in your city.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's where it all connects. And so if we're not paying those tax, then that means our economy locally is really at a downfall, and that's when things kind of get array.
Got you.
Yeah. So I'm not saying I like taxes. I don't like taxes either. Right. But we kind
Candace don't pay no taxes. All right,
Listen.
that's what you want me to say. And we already know what it means to not pay taxes. Shoot. I feel like just take that
listen,
statement.
somebody said, you was smart. Well, I just read,
Yeah.
and I read for me and my clients because my clients can't go through something I ain't going through. I'm going through the same thing they're going through, which is why it's good to have a strategist because I'm going to do it for me and I'm going to do it for you.
And then it keeps you in the loop on just being on top of the trend that happens within taxes.
100%. But we need taxes, though.
Okay.
Just them.
But what about the taxes that I work a 9 to 5?
Yeah.
I got to get taxed there too?
Well, so some of that tax on the 9 to 5 is for your future, right? Now I know people be like,
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Ain't nobody gonna get Social Security. Let me tell you,
I do hear that. Okay.
They not getting rid of the Social Security system. They just gonna keep printing money. How they gonna get rid of Social Security and many of our grandparents is all they got?
Here's the thing, Candace, and this is gonna be the selfish part of me.
That's
all right.
fine.
I don't vote to talk about the folks that ain't got it.
I understand.
If they ain't got it, they ain't have a good tax strategist. If they did what they were supposed to do. But
I can't deny that.
is this particular program, without going deep into the politics, is this one of those things that was kind of built by the group who didn't necessarily want to do the business mindset of stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It was. And the thing is that so I understand your perspective, right? And so a part of me, because I come from a small town and all those things, and so a piece of me in my time understands the lack of knowledge and that I didn't have the resources to even know what to do.
Yeah.
And then the other side of that, who I am now, is like, well, you can just read, right? Or let's make some different choices. But some people ran out of time.
Yeah.
And so at our point in life, we should never be in a place of negligence or not having. Like, that's not a thing because there's so many things for us to get it.
I do hate that you straddle the fence.
I do.
Hate
I'm
that.
straddling.
Especially with me. I don't care who you do it else. When I come in there with me and my wife, we talking stuff.
Nah,
I
I'm
need
kidding you.
Look, I'm in here for business. I'm not here for family
You
stuff.
know, listen, I be hitting you though, because
Yeah.
me and Camille be on you, and I be like,
No doubt.
well,
Yeah, no, you definitely clutch with it on how you swing it. It's one of those things where Camille would see one side and then Candace come in. It's like, oh, okay, I guess you're right. So I'll give you that one. Now, with there being so many resources out here outside, there was like, I can't afford Candace. I can't, even if you're going up there, because I believe we went initially just for taxes.
That's
I'm not
right.
sure who even referred us at this point,
Right.
but we went initially just for taxes, and then we started doing business. You started telling me how I can kind of get in and navigate doing a business, having all that looked good. What things do you do to help people? I know it's maybe a conglomerate of things,
Right.
but who is the ideal person that comes to you, and who should?
So I'll tell you, Thomas, when
And you may not be getting Candace directly, but more so your business.
well, and I'm gonna give you, and that's the reason I said
Okay.
I think about it a little different now,
Gotcha.
because as you scale, after a while, they're not gonna see Thomas, right? And I think, can I go somewhere else?
If you
real
don't
quick?
mind.
Real quick.
hmm
I think that our people have a hard time seeing you grow because the selfishness of them wants only you.
Mm.
But if somebody's in my office, I'm vetting them and I'm training them, and it's likely that they're going to be very similar to me, right? Because that's how we're going to
Exactly.
do it. But as you scale, you're going to get a piece of our office, and so I can't say there's someone too small to come in.
Right.
It's never about I can't afford it. It's the question that you ask yourself is, how can I afford it?
Ooh, yeah.
What do I need to do to make sure I afford that thing? And if I just need to come in for a consult, can you just talk to me about what it is that I should be doing next, right? That consult can be done at our office. And it's free,
Yeah.
actually. Very free.
Dang.
Very free. Right.
You know,
but
y'all
I
love
think the
free.
biggest thing is when you start asking how to make other things happen, and we're gonna pay for some
I'm
stuff.
gonna tax you
Just
a little
bit.
bit. I'm gonna tax you a little bit.
But, well, because I've paid for hundreds of thousands of dollars for the knowledge, right? And to be able to help you to skip steps.
That's right.
And so when you come in, it's not, oh, I can't afford it. No, how can I afford it? And how much is it going to cost you not to pay the price? Ooh. How much? I'm going to say it again. Somebody missed it.
Yeah.
You know, somebody was just
Come on with it. Run
How
it back.
much is going to cost you to pay the price? Because the price is the price is the price. But how much is it going to cost you not to pay?
Oh man, I tell you what. At this point, even though I have different people in place to do different things, and some of the things that I know I need to delegate is very hard to understand because let's say, for instance, I want to work on my CRM. I know how I want it to look,
Right.
but then at the same time, I know it'd be much easier for me to just pay this $500 for this guy to build all the stuff
And
up.
do that. Yeah.
So
yeah.
when it comes to growing, how do I know if my business is a business that can grow? Like, and I'm talking about, I guess, looking at it from a monetary standpoint. Are you able to look at stuff to say, oh, if you did more of the thing, then that allows you to do the thing? Or is that more so just something you do just because you're nice?
I'm with you. So when I look at growth from a business perspective, I look at the fact that, is that thing something that somebody else can do?
Okay.
All right. And that's the question you ask. You said, well, they can do it. And then sometimes they have personality traits where you get in your own way, right?
Okay.
But they can do it, but they ain't going to do it like me. Well, even if it's not done like you would have done it, could you train them to be very close to the systematic way of you doing it? And the task still gets done. Can we still get that task done? And it helps me to clear myself of that, what I call very low level task, so that I could do a higher level task to make more money. Now, if I can scale that, I can grow. If I can't scale that, it's hard to grow that business.
Well, go ahead.
An example
Thank
is my mother, right? My mother's done hair for 30 years, right? And although it's so wonderful that she can do hair very well, how does she duplicate herself? Well, it's hard for her to duplicate herself, but there's things that she could do. Well, she's in a salon. She has a salon, and now she can rent booths. And that's a scalable way to grow her business. But does that take her off of her feet?
No.
No. If she's still doing hair,
Right.
either she's going to train somebody to do hair like her, or she's going to have to find something else to do.
Right.
Because after a while, you get tired. Your hands are tired, your neck, your feet, your back, right? But that's where it comes into having a strategy and making sure you have real proper planning. So my mother, as the example, hey, Ma, let's get some people in these booths. Hey, Ma, let's make sure we got a retirement plan because you're getting tired, right? One day you're not going to be able to be the person or the young person you are today. So let's plan. What's that Roth IRA look like? What's this process look like? How much money do I need to put in that so that you have $1 million portfolio, Mama, when you get ready to go? And then now you can let them booths work for you and you ain't got to do hair no more.
Man.
That's that passive. We gotta make money in all kinds of ways. That's why it's like we ain't got no resource issue. It's a do issue.
Are you saying lazy is what you're saying?
Well, some people be lazy, but then they don't know how to do it. But it's so much stuff online, you know, you can just.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm glad you mentioned that. I have zero, and I don't know which word I'm looking for. Tolerant.
Yeah.
Doggone it. Zero tolerance for people who says they can't do anything, especially with AI.
You hear me?
Man,
I can do anything.
I don't cuss a lot in front of the camera, but
Right.
doggone it, sometimes I be teetering. And so you just mentioned some of the things I wanted to holler at you about. So outside of taxes, you also mentioned like your Roth IRAs, your insurances, and all the other things that
Right.
encompass all the things money.
Right.
So how do those play in effect? And is that anything you also help with?
Yes. So that's back in anything dealing with
Okay.
money, right? We got you. I think the biggest part is let's go to the scope of planning for the future. One of the biggest things, especially culturally, and if you're not understanding how it works, you don't do it because you're afraid and
Facts.
you don't know how to navigate the space. Everyone in America needs a Roth IRA. ROTH, Roth, ROTH IRA, Roth IRA. Why? Because with the tax system, let me ask you this: do you believe that taxes?
If you
are
tell
gonna
me to
go-
believe it, I'm gonna say yes. So I just want you to know I don't even
Okay.
deal with money,
I
but
got
I'm
you.
listening.
Well, listen, I got
Okay,
you. I got
okay.
you. You gonna believe this though? You gonna know because you got enough acumen to make it work.
Okay.
Do you believe taxes are gonna go up or down? Right. So if taxes are going to go up, that means that everything in the world is going up and taxes are going up. The Roth IRA says that when I get 59 and a half, my money's already been taxed now. So because taxes are going to be taxed higher in the future, if I'm taxed now, I pay the lowest tax rate. And when I pull my money out of that Roth in the future,
I'm gonna need all that.
I'm going to need all that, no
Yeah.
tax.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need you to have a Roth.
I thought
Everybody.
Roths were for like just folks who work 9 to 5s. Anybody can get
Nah,
Roths?
Anybody get a Roth.
Okay, so what is the step of or website? Like, what do people do,
Okay.
or just go to you?
Make it work. It ain't come to me.
Okay, so how do they do that?
Well, most what we call investment banks.
Okay,
They
okay.
have
like the
Roth-
Morgan,
yeah.
whoever.
JP Morgan.
Morgan Freeman.
I'm familiar. I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with all of them, but I like Charles Schwab. That's just me. No pun intended, right? I can't get nothing off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Schwab. They actually bought out a couple of companies or whatever. They're large. They allow for you to do fractional investing, which is great. So if you only got $50, you can buy
$40.
Right. You can do
Okay.
it. So I like Charles Schwab. You can go, you create an account, right? It's your personal info, no biggie. It doesn't cost you anything. Set up a Roth. You max it out $6,000, $6,500 a year, but you need a Roth and everybody should be maxing it out every year. Period.
Heard
If you
that.
say what kind of advice you giving everybody, that
This is the one.
That's it.
This is the one I'm giving everybody.
yeah, everybody. And that doesn't matter if you're self-employed, you totally need it if you're self-employed. If you have a job, you totally need it if you got a job, right? It doesn't matter who you are, get one and one for your kids.
Dang.
Yeah.
We're going to take 5 minutes, and I want you to know after this one, it's going to be kind of where we're going to step by step by step, and it's kind of going to be more your lane.
Whatever you
But
want to do.
it's going to end up being, you're good off rip.
Yeah, you ain't gave me no pre the whole game. You know, I ain't got nothing.
You're doing okay. You're doing all right. You're doing all right. You need
Perfect.
a sip? You good? You need to fix your makeup, lipstick?
I'm good. I think
right.
I'm okay. Did you? It look okay to you? If you say it
I
look
think
fine,
so.
fine.
Well, I think it look all right. It's mid.
Right. So yeah, that's cool. So I don't know if we still recording, but it's cool. I'm gonna ask you
Yeah.
anyway.
Yep, and we are back. Because I may need to put in some plugs for folks.
Yeah.
It's brought to you by Performance Tax Group. Are
That's
you
good.
in the market for laundering your money? Why go somewhere else? That's right. All right. So yes, we are back. Now, as a business owner, for people thinking about being business owners, for people that are in business, whether they're for themselves or for another company, everybody should have a business. We know that.
Yes.
We're getting ready to start. I'm kind of going to just kind of bring them back up in case they're picking it up from this plug. So regardless of what we're doing, we're going to be a sole proprietor. What is that? Is there any documentation needed for that? I don't think you said there was, but
So proprietor is just you and your social security number. It's the lowest level. When you're first starting, you can start there.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that because you hadn't really made any money. You're doing everything on your own.
perfect.
Once you make about 3,000,
Mm-hmm.
then you want to go up to that
Move
LLC
on
kind of.
up.
Yeah,
Trying to take it up a
LLC.
little bit.
Yeah, take it up a little bit. You know, this is something you're gonna do. You're making money. Let's roll.
Gotcha.
So the LLC doing that process is essential.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, do I need to have a person I need a tax person all the time? Yes or no?
I do agree.
Okay.
I'm biased, right?
Obviously, yeah. This is where you plug.
I am, and the reason I say that you need a tax person, because if you don't have one, that means you have no strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say, oh well, like you said, my auntie gonna advertise taxes, right, in February.
That's right.
Well, in reality, the pop-up shops are nice and they're gonna do good data entry. But what kind of plans do you have for your life? Your tax professional should be planning and helping you whenever you go into that office. What are you doing? What kind of goals do you have? And making sure that tax return matches that goals. You can't get that with data entry. Dang. But Performance Tax Group got your back.
Oh, So now that I know I need taxes, all the things make sense, Candace.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I not just go to a H&R Block or a Rocket, whoever? Why don't I just go to these other folks?
You can. I mean, and that's great. And when they mess it up, just bring it over and we'll fix it.
Dang, okay.
I mean, I thought you wanted me to be me today. I didn't know,
Yeah.
Now, all of them aren't bad, though. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
They're not. People, there's enough money for everybody to make something.
Absolutely.
So I'm totally not going there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the important part is that if you are going to grow, you're in a place in business to where you're ready to do some different things, it's time for you to hire a strategy, not just data entry. But if you don't want, if it's just you and you're just hanging out and it's cool in life, you should go to those kind of places, and that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we're at the point now where we're making money. We're about to go horizontally in this question real quick.
Sure.
So I'm making money. Do I have to put it in the bank? Do I need that?
I mean,
Does it need to be like, this need to be in one of the ones where you gotta be in a membership to get this answer or something?
Well, I laugh because it depends, right? It's just, that's...
When I do my service, I receive tangible dollars.
Yes.
Do I have to put my money in the bank?
Should you put it in the bank?
Not should. Do I have to?
No.
Okay. Should I?
You should.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, but it's okay to leave a few, dollars out and make sure you're okay if that's, that's all right.
You're not going to answer the way I need you to answer, so I'm going to ask it another way. So,
All right, bet.
I am selling cosmetic products
Bet.
on Instagram.
Okay.
I only attract folks here in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
They know to come to me to pick up their scrumptious cosmetic products.
Yes.
All right. They pay me in Cash App. They pay me in Lincolns and Washingtons.
Okay.
Are either of those? No, they're not issues. But from your standpoint, what's the issue with just accepting payments that way?
If you're only accepting payments that way, you appear to be like you're wanting to not pay tax on your dollars.
Okay.
And so if I'm going to give you some advice, I'm going to talk to them real. Can I talk real?
Man, yeah.
All right, bet. Let's
I
do
don't
it.
know why you're trying to hold back now.
Number one, Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
And Cash App only payments is not hiding money anymore. They're sending you 1099s.
Cash
So you ain't
App
hiding.
only.
Like
Oh,
some people that's doing Cash App
generalized,
payments.
okay.
Yeah. So if you say, oh, just send it to me on Cash App, like
Mhm.
they sending you 1099s now. So, you ain't hiding nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Cash only payments makes you look like you're not trying to pay tax. And in reality, there's no way to track it. So if you're not paying tax on it, it is what it is.
Mhm.
I can't do nothing about that. I can't
Yeah.
take that class. But what I can tell you is that if I want to keep things coping steady, put some of it in the bank.
Okay.
Here was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I needing to claim? Is claim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Claim some cash.
Okay.
Because when you put it in the bank, it's there anyway. You can see it.
Tracking. Okay.
Yeah. You picked it up.
Okay.
Now they can put it down.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody know.
Well, and in reality, you gotta think about it.
Mhm.
If you're trying to hide something from somebody, like you can't hide nothing from Camille.
No. This ain't about me. I want y'all to know this ain't about me.
Nah, he ain't doing
But
that.
you know
We
what
ain't
I'm
got time
saying?
for that.
I just want folks to know that, like, even though I've been here doing business for a couple moons, believe it, even people in the professional space of real estate agents would say, all right, so yeah, how do I pay you? Venmo, Cash App? I swear I almost kind of get feel a little bit disrespected. I was like, what you think this is? Paying me some Cash App? Like, no, if it what?
Don't
But
do it.
and I'm not saying it's definitely a way. I'm above taking payments on Cash App, all right? For my business is all I'm saying.
We don't accept cash.
Okay. So that's all I'm saying for the stuff that I do.
They're stealing
know.
money anyway. I need something official.
I want y'all to know that I ain't in it either way. I just want you to know how I feel about that. About that one particular part. I had to get that off my chest.
That's good. It's good to be free. Now you feel better.
Don't ask me about no doggone Cash App, y'all. All right. So we're starting to make money.
Yeah.
You mentioned that we need to do it the legal way and put it in a bank account.
Right.
You can't put the whole dollar bill in there. Put 99% of it.
Sure.
Put some coins in there.
Yeah.
All right. So now that I'm starting to move up, now it's starting to get more serious. And so you also talk about things like S corps, all these other things. Are
Yeah.
these also part of the tax ecosystem?
It is.
Okay.
It's totally, because what we call it is a business upgrade.
Okay.
When it's time for you to upgrade your business, it means I'm making enough money to
Okay.
where I can pay myself, right?
Okay.
I can. Ooh, can I go there?
Yes, yes, go ahead,
let me
go ahead,
there.
pimp.
So when we say pay myself,
Mm-hmm.
just because you're paying yourself and you taking money and you transferring it from your business account to your personal account does not mean you paid yourself.
Mhm.
You did a transfer, friend.
Yep,
That
yep.
is fine if that's what you're doing, but let's not call that paying yourself. Public service announcement.
Okay.
That's a transfer. To pay yourself means I'm going to take money from my business account and I'm going to send it through a payroll system, pay taxes on that money. And guess what? I paid myself and it goes to my personal account. And now I pay my personal bills with the money I paid myself from my company.
Dang, one more time, Candace. That was too many
Ooh.
steps for folks. One
I
more
got
time,
you.
one more time.
All right, I'm going to go slow this time. Here we go. Business account. I'm paying myself. I purchase or get or sign up for a payroll company.
Gusto or y'all.
Yep,
y'all,
yeah.
shoot.
We do it.
Yeah, I was about to say, shoot.
Yeah, but Gusto's pretty cool if you want to do it yourself. As you continue to grow, you'll get out of having to do it yourself because you won't have time.
Right.
No biggie. All right, here we go. Payroll system. Money comes from my business account and goes to my personal account, and it's taxed on W-2. That means I'm paying myself. But doing a transfer from your bank account to bank account is not paying yourself.
Boy, now what's the perk of doing it that way?
Here we go. The only way you can do this. Oh, I had a client the other day come in. Oh my God. I'll tell you. The only way you can do this is if you're an S corp, because you've been an LLC. You're making enough money to where you can pay yourself a salary. And now it's time for me to upgrade my business. My tax bills are big. Something's happening. I need some help and I need to upgrade.
Yeah.
The upgrade is to the S corp. And you could do S or C, but we're going to say S today.
Okay.
Let's do S. We're going to the S corp because I still own the company, but the S corp requires for business owners to pay themselves a salary.
Okay. You have to.
You have to,
Okay.
in compliance legally, a reasonable salary. So if I'm going to pay myself a reasonable salary, that money has to go from my business through a payroll system to my personal.
I can't just go to the ATM and just.
That's not paying yourself.
Okay.
And it ain't. That ain't how it works. And I'm wanting to say it because what happens is that that people are out here saying, oh yeah, you should be an S corp, but they're not giving you the compliance around being an S corp. And now the IRS is saying, hey, if they're not going to, let me tell you what happens if you don't. If they're not going to pay themselves a reasonable salary, they're just cheating the system. So we're going to take all that money and make all of it subject to self-employment tax, 15.9%. Yeah, so I need you to be in compliance, especially if it's time for you to upgrade your business. You're like, hey, I'm making over 50K now. I'm ready. I'm making 100K now. I'm ready. I'm here. I want to pay myself a salary. I want to look like I want the business to pay me.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
The business is gonna pay me this money. I need you to be in compliance, baby. S corp means you got to pay a salary to yourself reasonable.
Is that
Period.
now being that at the beginning you were saying how some people like myself, I do need to say, hey, when you get to this point and this is happening, this makes
Yeah.
sense for you to do the
Yeah.
thing.
We did the whole plan, right?
What makes sense for them to start paying themselves outside of like leaving their job?
Right.
You know, what's that threshold or that point that people need to start doing that?
I like to say, if you can afford to pay yourself a salary, let's call it, because when people hear salary, they may not know what it means. So let's
Okay.
really talk about that. So if you pay yourself $2,000 a month, it's not a whole lot, right? And that's okay,
Right.
but it's something. You pay yourself from your business $2,000 a month. That business is now going to have to pay taxes. It's called payroll taxes on you.
Okay.
Now, this is the piece that people don't like because it's easier to just transfer the money. Oh, it's done. But now I got to pay taxes on myself. Yes. I know.
No.
But let me hit you though. That means if I pay myself that small salary because I'm still growing, but I pay myself that salary every month. All right. Now let's say I got $50,000 of profits in that business. I'm not subject to self-employment tax at the 15% rate. That's because I paid myself a salary on the $2,000 a month, which meant I paid myself right at $25,000 a year, right? And then I got $50,000 in profit. Now all that money go over to my personal return, and I still look good on paper, and I pay less tax. Boy, they better come on.
Oh, bro. So the idea is I want to have the lowest number. I want to
paying the tax on.
Okay.
I'm paying the tax on the 25. Let's call it 25,000. These numbers. I'm paying the tax on the 25,000.
Yeah.
That's the lower amount. Thomas, I'm okay with paying the self-employment portion on the lower amount. Let me keep that other portion that's not subject to the self-employment tax.
And
now, they sleeping.
Yeah.
And they real sleeping if they ain't coming over here with the strategy. Let me tell you. Because what happens, I'm so excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So what happens now, I got profits in business. So if I want to go buy me a building.
Dang, come on, bro.
Like we did. Yes, we did.
Come on,
I want to go buy me a building. Okay. They look at my business profits and say, oh, yeah, we can afford to give you some money.
This is the stuff in my bank, my history. Okay.
This my tax returns show.
Okay.
Because my tax returns got to match my goals. Guess what?
What's that?
Come on. Thomas, I want to go buy a house.
Yeah.
It's easier to buy a house if I got a job.
No doubt. No doubt. Being that you're paying yourself.
The bank sees you as more stable with a job. I can't take the class. That's just what they think. So if I got a job.
Yeah.
I happen to own the business that's my job. They ain't worried about that. They just see my W-2 and what I got on that paper right there.
Bro,
so my W-2 now I ain't gonna say it 25,000. I'm probably making about 5,000 a month. Yeah. It's all right. Don't take that class. Just say what I need to show the bank. And if I am on W-2 and my goals are to buy the house, now I control my money.
To reflect what you need
need for my goals. Listen, I'm giving y'all the juice today. They ain't gotta listen to me. It's cool. But if they ain't calling us to get these real strategies, they're losing because what's happening is that business owners can't buy because they're not planning. Right? And then now I want to buy a house. I want to live the American dream. But I can't because I wrote off everything and it don't look like I make no money and don't nobody want to give me none.
You are smooth right into the next thing I was gonna ask you about. Why are you paying for that? Oh, it's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off. Right. Can you explain what are you saying when you say all these trips you be going on that be a doggone tax write-off? All these meals and stuff you're doing that's all tax write. What is happening?
I got it. You do video. Let's have some fun, right? Is this fun?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm learning.
Good. Listen, you do video. And you decide to go to Jamaica.
Why not?
Right? Because you want to make sure that when you go to Jamaica, that, the cameras work, everything good. You want to shoot some new films. You need some new spots.
I want to shoot some new spots.
Yeah. New spots.
Okay.
Well, you're going to take some of your equipment.
I'm going to take a lot of it.
Yeah, and we're going to hang out. I'm doing business. I planned that trip in advance to make sure I did business on that trip. And if I happen to have a good time, it was all worth it, right?
Yo.
That's a business deduction. I love it. My travel agents love me. They like, Candace, like nobody ever says it like this. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
As a travel agent, don't you need to take the trip so that when you get ready to sell the trip, you already know what it's like?
You already experienced the trip.
Listen.
Come on, bro.
Come on, that's advertising marketing.
Dude.
All day.
So for anything that I go on, for mine, it may be a little bit easier, but still though. So like everywhere I go for trip wise, whether I'm bringing my homies, bringing families, couples, or whoever the case may be, essentially all my stuff can be business trips.
Facts. As long as you plan in advance. I need that. I send emails to my mother, my sisters. We take a trip. Or my little boyfriend or something. If I got something, at the time.
You know what I'm saying?
I send them an email. I be like, hey, this is the plan for the trip. Just make sure we are aware that we have an appointment set for this date at this time, blah, blah, blah. And these are the things that we're going to discuss.
You saying in case you get out of it, you need to make sure you plan ahead.
Yeah. But that's your deduction right there.
Okay.
Now, is it smart to make, let's use easy numbers, $100,000 and then I spend $90,000 on stuff? How much I got left? $10,000.
Now, is it though? Is that smart?
What's your goals?
Okay. I want to buy a building.
They gonna give you a building with 10,000?
No, they're not.
All right. Well,
But all of that other stuff was
That's another
tax
plan.
write off though. That was my 90,000 tax write off. I was writing off stuff.
Yeah, but if you got a real tax strategy, that stuff don't go to waste. You might can use it at a different time.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you
Okay.
need to be smarter about your process. Ooh.
How do I know? Because you can have so many goals. How do you know what you're supposed to?
You need planning, tax planning. You
Almost
gotta
like a strategy,
plan it.
almost,
You need
okay.
you need a strategy.
That's why that word keep
The
coming
more
up.
money you make, the more strategy you need.
I've-
Let me say it again. They missed it. They missed it. The more money you make, the more strategy you need, because the worst kind of money is a little bit.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I'll tell you. I don't know if he's over there, but I tell you one thing I don't like doing. I do, but I don't like. I wish people would just work for me for free. I don't know what that's called, but slaves or something. I don't want that, but I want people that work here. I want the thing. I want my cake and eat it. But one thing I don't like is when I have to bring new people on or bring contractors on and stuff like that for whatever duration. It always feels like my profit goes down.
It does.
What do you tell people, or what can you say to people that they need to grow?
Yes.
And to grow and go further, you have to take folks with you. And if you want to go quick, I don't know the statement, but I was gonna make that sound cool, but I don't know that quote. But anyway, what can you tell people for that? It's getting time to grow.
The quote is, if you want to go fast.
Okay,
go
first off,
alone.
Candace, I
You know
wasn't
what
looking
I'm
for you to,
saying? Okay,
yeah,
you want me to
okay.
fix it? I mean, like, it's
I wasn't looking for that.
I like solutions, so let me help you. Fast, you go alone.
Look,
you
let me
know.
hear the quote. Let me hear the
You go
quote.
fast, you go alone, you go further. You with a team, you know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Boy, she put some seasoning on that. That ain't how it was. That ain't how the quote was, but we gonna allow it. What they say, I'll allow it.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you say, I know what you mean. But this is the thing, though. Listen,
That's my money.
it ain't.
I made it. I did all the work. I did all the stuff.
Did you?
Okay. This is usually now where I would question you. What do you mean?
You can tell me.
I'm intrigued
before,
now.
Right?
I'm
Right?
intrigued now.
Well, think about it. Do you really want to be everything to everybody in your business?
No.
Do you want to touch every intricate part of your business? You want to send every email, answer every phone call. You want to make sure you edit every video, all the things. You want to do that?
Can nobody do it better than me?
And that may be true, but can it still get done?
For the sake of me knowing what I want, I know the answer needs to be yes. I do it. This ain't about me. I'm playing devil's advocate
I'm gonna
here.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Pride and ego will put you out of business.
Say that one more time.
Pride and ego will put you out of business. The reason I say that is because my pride and my ego is built in and it's wrapped around me, but it ain't about you. It's about your customers being able to get what they need in a timely fashion, in the fashion that they need, and you need to make money. And so if you prolong that process, because you got to do everything,
Right.
now you make slow money. And your customers get slow feedback
Exactly.
and things that they need. So the thought process is not about you, and it's not about my money. It's about our money, and how can I make the team more money? And if you do it with your hands out, then guess what? You're in position to receive it. Always come back. Always.
Dang. There's another clip. Okay. 5 minutes. All right. Final question. When it comes to someone getting in it don't necessarily have to be business. They said, Candace, I don't care what you say. I don't want to have a business.
Sure.
What are some cool benefits or things that they can benefit from? And no, don't even want to do that one. Scratch all of that. There's the kid tax credit. Let's talk about that one, because I want some stuff that folks can use that's more beneficial. So can you explain what that, not the one that you get for having a baby at the end of the year,
Right.
the one where the kids can do,
He's
so
talking
Zoe can put her to work.
Hiring your kids.
Yes.
That's
Can you explain that?
That's it. Yeah. I like it. I want to make it as simple as possible.
Okay.
All right. The simple way.
Yeah, they can come
is
talk to you for the other stuff.
Yeah. You can hire your kid in your business, pay them up to $14,000 per year per kid. It's a tax deduction for you, and it's tax-free to the child. Big deal, and 80% of small businesses don't do it because they don't know how, and they don't even know it exists.
So I'm paying for my daughter to go to this expensive cheer stuff.
Yeah. So now you're not really paying for it. Let me
She-
tell you. Yeah.
Go ahead, go
So
ahead,
you
go ahead.
take the monies, right? You can do it monthly, however you prefer. And you send it to the account there's normally a custodial account because it needs to have the kid's name on it, right? Money goes into the account, and now instead of me swiping my card, I swipe her card.
Doggone
now I get to write off. Technically, I'm not writing off cheer. I'm writing off the wages I pay to my employee that take out that trash and who taking out the trash. They doing.
Come here, take it. Yeah, go ahead and vacuum
doing,
this room up in here.
Yeah,
shoot.
Take the trash out, do the laundry, make sure there's some water and stuff in there. You're doing janitorial work. I believe that is a job description for that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Man.
I can pay them up to $14,000 a year per kid and write it off on my taxes as a wage expense. And then whatever they need to buy and pay for in life, they can do it on their card.
Boy, that's
And I get to
clutch.
write it off on my taxes.
Some folks gonna have questions, but while we're wrapping up, where can folks go and get all this info that you just throwing out for free?
Man, you can read the tax law.
Okay.
But you can contact us.
Okay.
Our website is performancetaxgroup.com. Phone number is 501-613-7423. And we do free consults. We'll talk to you. Our office is... We answer the phone.
Yeah, y'all do.
We answer the phone.
And call back.
And we call back. Probably too much.
Yeah, okay.
We call you and we text you. Hey, you ain't answer the phone, but I'm hitting you, right? Because one of the things that we believe is that we should care for our clients. And when we care for you, we communicate. We hold ourselves and you accountable. We are responsible and respectful all the time.
Yeah.
And we exceed expectations. So we're going to make sure we take care of you. Your goal in this is to hear the info and implement it in your life.
Yeah.
It's not for you to know all the intricate details just yet until you get into a session or, contact your professional. And if you ask them some of the questions that we talked about today and they don't know, you need a new professional.
And I'm going to just leave that there. She's saying they ain't the one. She's
And
saying
that's okay.
call her.
It's all right. And because, we're not for everybody. Everybody not going to like me. That's all right.
I don't know why everybody wouldn't, though.
I mean, I'm pretty cool.
You feel like we're a little much, our personalities? You feel like we're a little much?
We can be much for people because we're direct.
Okay.
But honestly, your real friends tell you the truth.
That's
and
a
that's how I'm
fact.
gonna treat you when you come in.
That's
we're
a
gonna
fact.
we're gonna be real friends. Let's do it because you're my rich friend. Because rich stands for realizing I create happiness, and we're gonna make things happen together.
That's a dope way to end it. So I want y'all to I want y'all guys to know that when it comes to stealing, it's always better to steal from your friends because they're easier. They're right there. So this has been another episode of Stealing from Friends. And if you guys don't mind, go ahead and hit that button or two. Make sure you hit out Candace. And we'll talk to you later. Peace. That was good.
May need this nugget of encouragement. Things will be alright, so quit your worry. I get it. The odds can stack back against the wall, but even consider it such, no, you'll stand tall. Sat and watch from the sidelines one too many times. Wicked games we play make me wanna lose my mind. Found solitude, knowing it'll be over soon. Ever need a boost? Count on me for the 1-2. Trouble don't last when the tough get going. Baby, all we do is win, so show me my opponent. Adversity, doubt, stress, could care less. Cause how we handle those like an S on our chest. Super proud of how we held it down on the way up. Can't wait for our day to ball. This is a layup. Nobody ever said this would be easy, but trust when I say that you got it. I know you've been looking for a breakthrough, trying our best to make do. Every day is something new, but change don't come. Oh yes, it's true. Brighter days are straight ahead. Follow me, won't be misled. Just look up, don't hang your head, and we'll get to the promised land. Somebody loves you, please don't forget such. Take your time, no need to feel rushed. We gon' shine somehow one day. Word to O'Shea, today's been a good day. Don't let one bad apple spoil the tree. The fruits of our labor seem ripe, can't you see? A little insight so they'll never dim your light. Been wrong for too long, this here feels so right. Leave your fears in the rear view, right now on a mission. Trying to stay the course on this road to redemption. Giving up seems tempting, but no need. Cause I got you and you got me. A little UNITY will get us by. Through the storm and the rain, I'll be by your side. Look alive, the best has yet to come.